Hello everybody, how are you doing? I hope you are doing well. I have noticed that I actually recorded only part 1 of the home gallery tour, probably almost a year ago, maybe a little bit more. So I thought it's time to record number 2 of this home gallery, because I have shown you guys only just a part of the paintings. I mean, you have probably seen them already on my Tumblr and Instagram, but the backstory I haven't told anything much. So let's go then. This is the living room, and this is like the second part of the home gallery of my paintings. And as the last time, I'd like to share the backstory of all of them, and I usually remember much about the process of the painting and what inspired me and the whole backstory, such kind of stuff. Let's go. Okay, sorry for the lights, it's a reflection of the frame. You probably know, if you watched number 1 part of the video, that I keep my paintings in such casing because it prevents them from being dusted, etc, etc, and they are more or less straight, because I usually paint on some paper and some stuff that I have at home. Though I like painting on canvas, but canvas is not always accessible. So this is the painting that I initially thought to be just a bokeh painting, so there was nothing at all, and when I finished that, I noticed that these kind of circles were probably crammed a little bit more than it should be, and I just left it like that because, to be honest, I didn't want to adjust much. And the background that you can see, this was supposed to be a little bit more blurred than it is, and I left it like that. And I decided, why not to add this figure, and I added this figure, the lady standing just like on the street thinking about something. And when I finished all that, I thought, okay, this looks nice. I mean, it's kind of abstract, it's sort of a little bit vague in terms of carrying the message, in terms of detailing, etc. So very, very easy and not well thought out painting, but my family likes it. I keep it there in my living room's gallery, and I'm not planning to change this for any other painting. I mean, I think so. That's it, and that's the backstory of this one. So the next, the living room gallery feature, is this painting, and this is a purely impressionist style painting. This piece I painted very quickly, probably in maybe an hour or so, and to be honest, I don't like it very much because it has many white spots. It's similar to the style of watercolor painters. They usually leave these white spots free of any paint, just to create this atmospheric look, to make a painting look brighter, to have the breeze effect, if you will. And I initially wanted the background, the sky, look a little bit different, and I was also planning to have more details in the background, but I left it as it is because I thought maybe it should look like that, because it's kind of symbolic, decorative painting, if you will. But what I liked in it is the reflection. I think reflections here look really nice. I usually add some white details, like kind of lines, to show the uneven structure of the asphalt, the road, etc, etc. This time I, to be honest, forgot about this, and I left it like that. I think that this looks quite nice, but if I had the chance, I would certainly tweak these leaves on the tree somehow. They look a little bit, probably not set that bright because the paint was a little bit mixed, So I actually wanted them to look a little bit brighter, to have these saturated colors, etc. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see, maybe I'll tweak it later, but I haven't tweaked it since I actually hanged it on the wall. So let's come to the next painting. This is similar to that. I will overlay it. This is one of those that I'm very proud of. And the reason why is because I painted it rather quickly, and I, somehow managed to express everything that I wanted to express in this painting. If you take a look at it, it is very detailed. I mean, it's very detailed in terms of being an impressionist style painting. I like how I depicted the reflections. They are, as you can see some kind of liquid here. So the structure here, the texture is a little bit more watercolor style than the section above. And this was deliberately done so in order to show you that the road is wet. And not so many white spots on this painting. And plus, I like how the light is shown here. That's why I left the trees completely dark in order to make this contrast between the light and darkness. And as you understood already probably, guys, I added the figure coming towards the background. And this is due to probably the modern guidelines of contemporary impressionism, Okay, let's come to this one. This one is the copy. I presented the original to my aunt when she visited us back in 2017 probably. I don't remember exactly. So this is one of those first paintings of mine when I just tried to develop my skills. And when I look at it, I think about something like, well, it doesn't look very much like the painting of a beginner, to be honest. What I liked about it are certainly the reflections. The sky is also not bad, and the leaves actually. They they are painted in a different style using a different brush. Very, very, let's say, sort of primitive way of painting, but I like how they look, because you can see some dynamics in them and how they reflect the lights. I think that it looks very nice, and I do not plan to replace it at all. And this painting is made in gouache, it's not acrylic, so original one is a little bit more pale, if you will, compared to acrylic. Okay, let's move forward to these smaller ones. I like this one very much. It is one of those paintings that I made when I tended to come more closer to the watercolor style. But this is acrylic, and what I do usually, I dissolve acrylic a lot in water and paint. So it's kind of like very convenient with acrylic paint, because you can actually use it in a solid form, just without any water or just a little bit of water. Or you can try to dissolve it and use it as a watercolor. It's actually more or less transparent, not as transparent as watercolor, but still very nice. And I was inspired by the song of Jamiroquai. It's called Morning Glory. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it. So this painting was again inspired by a musical piece. So the next, this is a more of a cartoonish look painting. You probably know, if you watched the first part of the home gallery tour, you know that I tried this kind of cartoonish style. I will overlay some of those paintings to you in this video. So this is one of those. And this is a very, let's say, funny painting. And if you take a look, it consists of several cartoonish elements, like these birds and this car. So it's kind of like Christmas painting, if you will, or New Year Eve painting. So colors are really popping out, very saturated. Maybe on the video not so much, but if you look at it in reality, yes, it's kind of like from the children's book or something. So the next one, a little bit chaotic, and I like to sometimes I like to just randomly paint something that comes to mind, that comes from the impressions. And I painted this cityscape with busy people. I was experimenting with new styles, and this is the result. I don't like the background very much, especially those cars. I would probably change something here. But the rest, like the buildings and the people, not bad. I mean, this is a little bit angular style probably, and that's what I like about it, because you know, angular style is not something you can see very often in my paintings. Usually they are more of thick, you know, strokes of paint style, let's say, and this is more angular compared to those, and the paint actually is used a little bit more scarcely than usual, and probably the shadows in here are sharper a little bit. So just the change for good, I mean, the change for fun and such kind of stuff. Well, as I've said already, like an experiment or something. The next is purely inspired by Leonid Efremov, rest in peace. He was a really great painter and influenced my style a lot. I was actually inspired a lot by him, and I tried painting more seriously because of his works. He left the whole legacy of unique style, and this is inspired by his work. And as you can see, very saturated, pure colors. I tried not to mix colors, as Mr. Efremov himself taught in his videos. So that's the backstory of this painting. The next one, randomly painted very quickly, and it was also one of those beginner paintings when I got a little bit of experience. Well, what I don't like about that are the leaves. The leaves look, in my opinion, very terrible. And also the other details, like those shadows, they lack some detail. So I would probably add some more colors to them, because they look a little bit like artificial or something. But in general, that's more or less okay. It looks like a decorative painting or something. And I just remember that I was listening to a lot of music when I was painting that. It took me a little bit longer, probably 2 hours. So I was spending in a loggia and I had music playing. It was a nice weather and I enjoyed the process. So that's why I keep it like that, because it reminds me of the process itself, how funny it was to paint all that. So that's the home gallery number 2. I just wanted to share more details about each painting, and I think I managed it to retrieve much from the memory. I mean, like the backstories and the stories behind the process. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. And just a quick reminder, if you want to look at those paintings in more detail, you can always find them on my Tumblr, DeviantArt, Instagram, and all the links are provided in my bio. So thank you very much, stay safe, and see you next time.